check. 1, 2. Hello, YouTube. Hey, Dante, it's, I think in between games here, we're going to have a delay because the cheerleaders are going to do their state routine. So once they're done and they clear the floor, that's when they'll start the 15-minute clock, and then that's when we'll start our pregame. So. Oh, man, I didn't see the final on that JV game. As you can see, YouTube, the girls are going to do their states routine here between games. And it's going to be fun to listen to Scott describe the tumbling passes in detail. Just so you'll know, the girls they're led by Linda Drust, Bonnie Howerton, and Amy Drust. And the cheerleaders this year, Justice Conover, J.C. Leibenrud, Macy Bly, Annalise Dunderdale, Delaney Howerton, Kayla Kime, Ashlyn Maviano, Allie Turner, yay Allie, Rebecca Hertz, Paige Hunt, Alyssa McPherson, Maddie Olson, and Zoe Zimbro. So this is their routine that got them to state in Bloomington last weekend. And they did a great job. Well done. Nice to see all the Carterville players come out of the locker room to watch that performance. Now they will clear the floor, and they will start the, I think they'll probably give it a sweep, and then they'll. Yeah, probably. They got the book there. They got the book down there. Uh-huh. 56-43. Thank you. Next time you talk to Brad, tell him Pat, he missed his calling. Yeah, and he missed the spot. Yeah. Hey, buddy, you can go on and roll the open. I guess we're as close as we're going to get. So. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Saturday night basketball on just a beautiful day in Southern Illinois. It turned out to be nice. Scott, it was almost 70 degrees today.
Not what you'd expect in mid-February, but it's what we've had. And let's just hope that the Carterville Lions offense heats up like the weather has been, because the last two games, both here on the home floor against Massac and last night against Nashville, the Lions have had trouble putting the ball in the basket, as they say. And tonight they get an opportunity to play a Sparta team that has struggled all year, and hopefully this is just the cure that the Lions are looking for.
Well, last night's loss to the Nashville Hornets was just a huge loss for this team. Of course, Carterville was 6-1 in conference coming into the game last night against the Nashville Hornets, hoping to get the win and keep pace, at least with the Pinckneyville Panthers. And that kind of took a shot last night with that loss. Now, there's some things going on tonight. I guess Nashville is hosting Pinckneyville this evening. So that is a huge game up there. And we'll try to keep you up to date as that goes on. Tonight, the Lions, another conference game here against the Sparta Bulldogs, and it was back on January 6th, Scott, that you and I traveled to Sparta, and Carterville winds up with a 57-31, the 26-point win. It was Blake Jackson that paced the Lions that night, 17 points, but Taylor Heil, what a great game he had. 13 points, 13 boards, Carterville all over Sparta. We need another performance like that tonight, because here's another thing. Luke Ford did not play in that game at Sparta the first time. He was on a recruiting trip for football, and we do not have Luke Ford again tonight. And it's one thing we talk about the Sparta Bulldogs team, Scott, is you can't let your guard down. You can't let your guard down with any team in the River to River Conference, because they can reach up there and bite you if you're not careful.
Yeah, and Sparta's got some athletic ability. It's not like they're void. I don't know what their problem is. I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if the kids haven't brought in the program, but you look at their team, they've got good size, they've got good quickness, but they just, for whatever reason, have not put together a lot of wins this year. I think last night they got beat by DuQuoin handily. It's just not been a good year for the Bulldogs, but Carterville has their own problems to worry about.
Exactly.
And more importantly, their shooting woes. This is probably a good time to catch Sparta if you're Carterville. After tonight, only 3 games left in the regular season. 2 of those will be on the road at Pinckneyville next Friday night, and then following Friday night at Heron. So you've got 3 tough games. 3 tough games coming up after tonight. You want to get on a little bit of a roll, get some momentum going. Tonight would be the perfect night to do it.
Yes, it would. This Lions broadcast is brought to you this evening by Crystal's Catering and more. More than you expected, more memorable for your guest. There is no event that is too small or too large. Crystal's Catering, they will customize a menu to fit your budget and your preferences. If you want more information, go online. Visit crystalsgoodfood.com. Last night's final against the Nashville Hornets, in case you missed it, 48-34. You mentioned it. Carterville did not shoot well. In the fourth quarter, Taylor Heil had 2 buckets. That's the only points that Carterville scored, and they were only down 7 points going into the fourth quarter. They just did not play well in that fourth quarter, and that cost them a game.
Yeah, they didn't play well on either end of the floor. They turned the ball over multiple times in the fourth quarter. I saw a lot of frustration. I saw a lot of trying to force things that weren't there by Carterville. And that happens, when things aren't going right and you're not shooting the ball well, you try to make up for it in some ways that you're not capable of doing. It's just a game that Carterville had in their hands. That in the third quarter, Nashville came out and did not shoot the ball well at all. Carterville did not take advantage of it.
Yeah.
That in the 20-8 run that Nashville had to finish out the first half, those 2 things were the deciding factors. But even as bad as Carterville shot the ball last night, like you said, Dave, they had a chance in the fourth quarter to come back and win that game. They just couldn't do it.
We'll see which Carterville Lions team shows up tonight. Of course, the last time they played Sparta, it was an easily handled game, a 26-point victory back in January. We appreciate you tuning in. If you would like to watch the ball game tonight, you can always head over to our YouTube channel and watch it. Just search Sparta Bulldogs versus Carterville Lions 2-11-17, and that'll get you to the game, and you can watch and keep pace with what's happening as well here this evening. Of course, the Lady Lions were on the road today. They traveled to Massac. They got the win. Matt Crane's team gets the win today, and they're going to start regional play this week, Scott, at the Centralia Regional. And the first game is going to take place Monday night, and that's going to be Mount Vernon and Salem. Now, your Carterville Lions are the number 1 seed, and they are going to have the winner of the Mount Vernon and Salem game. The next game on Monday night will be Olney, Richland County, taking on Centralia, and Carbondale is the number 4 seed, and they will have the winner of that. And then, of course, the finals will be on Friday night, but it's we touched on it last night. We're coming down the home stretch, getting into girls regional next Friday. The Lions will find out. We'll get the regional bracket for 3A. That'll come out at 4 o'clock Friday afternoon. And then we're into boys play. And it's Carterville's going to be hosting a regional. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And, it's hard to believe we're at the end of the winter sports season, but it is what it is. And, the Carterville boys need to get some momentum starting tonight, heading into their regional where they're going to be hosting that regional. And the Carterville girls, as I said last night, this is their first year in 3A, Class 3A, but they've beaten Carbondale. They've beaten Mount Vernon. They've beaten the bigger schools, so it's not as if they're going up against schools that they haven't competed and beaten before. I think the Carterville Lady Lions have an excellent opportunity to get out of that regional, head to sectional play.
I agree with you as well. And that's the one thing about this Lions team, especially after last night's loss to Nashville. And I said to Shane earlier when we were talking, and Coach Hawkins, now's the time to start looking toward the regional. To maybe things will come together. Carterville, there have been 3, 4, maybe 5 games where they've looked really, really well this year. Things came together. Guard play was great. Inside play was great. Everybody was healthy. Not having Luke Ford in the lineup is a huge. I don't know what the right word is. It's just huge for the Lions. He's an integral part of that offense. But now it's time to start gearing everything down toward that regional play that's 2 weeks away.
Well, I think especially for seniors on Carterville, guys like Beasley, Jackson, Heil, they have to realize they're only guaranteed 5 games left in their season.
Yeah.
Only 5. You're a senior, you're getting ready to end your high school playing days. And as a senior, I'd really use that as mental motivation to make me want to play as hard as I can. And you're right, there's probably been 4 or 5 games that Carterville has played to their level of ability, and they can play with anybody that they've lost to. They could have beaten anybody that they've lost to. That's the frustrating part for a coach like Shane Hawkins. You see what you have, you know what they can do, yet it's been a roller coaster ride all season, and you just hope that roller coaster is going up at the start of the postseason instead of down.
Absolutely. We're going to go out and take our first break of the ball game. When we come back, we'll continue breaking down this game tonight between the Sparta Bulldogs and your Carterville Lions. We truly appreciate you tuning in and listening to us here on News Radio WJPF. Let's go 2.5 here, Dante. 2.5, please. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if he shakes up the lineup tonight, because he went to the scorebook and marked his starters. Yeah. I may be wrong, but it just seemed odd.
It seemed odd that Moore played almost the entire JV game, so that tells me he's not going to start.
Yeah, I know. We'll see. Welcome back to Carterville High School on a Saturday night. It's Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson, where we are about 5 minutes away from tip-off. In between games, the JV Carterville Lions, they beat Sparta 56-43. A nice all-around performance by the JV team. Last time they played Sparta, the Sparta JV knocked them off at Sparta handily. And tonight, Carterville bounces back, especially after the loss last night. The JV lost to Nashville and got a nice win over the Bulldogs.
Well, what I saw from the JV team tonight, Dave, they played hard for the entire 4 quarters. They were getting up and down the floor, playing good defense, attacking the glass, something I'm sure Coach Drust and Coach Hawkins has been wanting to see most of the year. But I was impressed with the way the JV team played tonight from start to finish.
Absolutely. So tonight's game, I think we may see some changes in the starting lineup for the Lions tonight. It's just kind of a gut feeling. Nothing's been said. Some things we saw in the JV game kind of indicate that there might be some changes in the lineup, and we'll find out here in about 4 minutes or so. In between the games, the JV game, what I started to say moments ago, the Carterville cheerleaders, of course, we've been talking about them for a couple weeks. Last Friday and Saturday, were at the state competition in Bloomington, and they did their performance in between games. That's why we're about 15 minutes behind here getting this game started, and we're still 3 minutes away as well. But they did such a good job, and just really proud of our girls and the job that they did all season. It's not easy. For them to do. Earlier today, the Lady Lions, they beat the Massac County Patriots on the road, 39-33. Montana Taylor, she had 10 points. Megan Barrett had 9. They are 24-3, Scott, on the year. And we were just talking just a few minutes ago about Matt Crane and his Lady Lions in regional play starting next week. They truly are on a roll.
No question. I think it has helped Matt Crane's team that they have played and beaten the bigger schools. Anytime you move up in a class, sometimes your schedule is already set to where you can't schedule the bigger schools to prepare you for what you may see in postseason. Fortunately for Lady Lions, that wasn't the case. They've played the bigger schools. They've beaten the bigger schools. They've been rewarded with that by being the number 1 seed at Centralia.
And in particular, they've beaten Carbondale. They have beaten Mount Vernon. They've beaten Mount Vernon 2 out of 3 games this year. So they are entirely capable. You hit on it a while ago. They are entirely capable of getting in this regional and making some noise, even though they're in a bigger class in that 3A bracket. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm excited to see on Friday when the IHSA releases the Class 3A boys bracket. See, they'll actually release the teams on Thursday, I believe it is, and then the bracket is released on Friday. Am I getting that right? Thursday they'll release the teams. Friday they'll release the bracket, and we'll see the matchups. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see what this regional looks like, and just in Southern Illinois in general. Where are the Benton Rangers going to go? Where are the Carbondale Terriers going to go? We know where Carterville's going to be.
Yeah. That's the only given.
That is the only given.
Carterville's going to be here. Now, I've talked to several people who disagree with me, and they know more about it than I am because I've talked to some of them are coaches. They feel like Carbondale's going to come here and be the number 1 here, or would be the 2 seed, I guess, in the regional complex. Benton would go to Centralia and be the number 1 seed overall, but be at Centralia. Then I'm assuming Massac's going to come here. If they do it geographically, obviously they're not going to send Massac away to Mount Vernon. But then that means one of Marion or Heron is probably going to be sent to Centralia. I think Murfreesboro comes here as well. So one, like I said, either Marion or Heron's going to be shipped to Centralia.
Yep.
That's my guess.
We'll see. And but that, as we said, the IHSA will release that on Friday at 4 o'clock. And as soon as we get that, we'll be next week. We're at Pinckneyville on Friday night.
Yes, we are.
And we'll be that'll be the topic of conversation for our pregame show next Friday night. We're going to go on and take another break. The national anthem is coming up, and then we'll have the starting lineups between the Sparta Bulldogs and your Carterville Lions. It's next here on News Radio WJPF. just keep it until I tell you. Just keep rolling them. Okay, bring it back after this one. Back at Carterville on a Saturday evening as we are preparing for the Sparta Bulldogs to take on your Carterville Lions. The Sparta Bulldogs starting lineup is being announced right now. They are coached by Jim Jeffer, assistant coach Jim Williams, also Eric Bayless and Hayden Bow. And the starting lineups are right now, they're going to start Nasser Hobbs, the 6'4" forward. He's a good ball player, just good, steady, and has had a great year, great career actually for Sparta Bulldogs. Also starting will be Keith Kiner, the 6'4" forward. He's a sophomore. We have Drew Byington, a very solid athlete, the 5'10" senior guard. You have Jonathan Williams, and then they also start the freshman, Carlos Keene, wears number 12. So it's going to be Byington, it's going to be Hobbs, Kiner, and Keene on the starting lineup for the Sparta Bulldogs. Now, getting ready for the Carterville Lions.
You look at this Sparta Bulldogs starting lineup, Dave, and if you didn't know what their record was, you'd say, man, this is a pretty good team. They look athletic. Hobbs is very athletic. Then you got Kiner, who's their big man in the middle at 6'4". But for whatever reason, they just don't. They haven't gelled this year. They don't have a lot of wins on the season. In most of their losses, they've been blown out.
So the Sparta Bulldog cheerleaders do their welcoming cheer, and now the Carterville Lions are being introduced. The nice student section here again tonight. The Carterville band, nice crowd from the Lions on the far side. And we do have a shakeup in the starting lineup. It's going to be Grant Garby getting the start for the Lions. Also Taylor Heil, the 6'6" senior, starts. Blake Jackson, the senior. Don't forget, Tuesday night is going to be the final regular season game. It'll be the senior night for the Carterville Lions. Justin Johnson, number 5, gets the start, and then Brendan Beasley for the Lions. So it's going to be, instead of starting Drew Moore, replace Drew Moore, who replaced Luke Ford, we can replace Grant Garby in that role.
It's like a little tag team action going on. But Garby, I'm sure, is getting rewarded for practice, for how well he's played in JV games, how hard he's played when he's been in the varsity games. And, Coach Hawkins is just looking for a spark, something to get this team going. At times, I had a coach, Kerry Martin, tell me years ago, he said, you can't play every game with the same emotion. but you got to play every game with enthusiasm. And sometimes you see that in kids in high school that just don't seem to be playing with a lot of enthusiasm. And I think that's what Coach Hawkins is seeing out of his team, that they're just not playing with enthusiasm right now.
We'll find out. So I like Grant Garby. He's a good, solid ball player. He's not seen as much time as, say, Dylan Moore has, but he's been pretty steady, and I like the opportunity that he's getting here, being given by Shane Hawkins to start in this ball game. Actually, I think this is his first varsity start.
Well, it gives Carterville a little bit bigger starting lineup with Moore in there. It's more guard-oriented. Taylor Hall, the only big guy in the middle. Garby's got some decent size, so he's going to go down and try to help Mr. Heil out as much as he can tonight.
Both teams are on the floor. The officials are ready. Thank you for tuning in to Lions basketball here this evening on News Radio WJPF. Carterville controls the tip, and they are moving from left to right in their home white uniforms. And it's been weird for us having so many home games here recently.
I know.
But it's been nice. You have to admit that. Justin Johnson has it on the right wing, takes it out top. That's where you find Brendan Beasley, number 30. He runs the point for this Lions team. Taylor Heil way out top, right wing. Brings it right side to Beasley. Left-hand dribble toward the right elbow. Kick out top of the key. Over to Johnson on the left wing. Back to Beasley. Carterville being patient out around the perimeter. Stutter step by Heil. Takes it to the rack. His shot no good. And the rebound comes off to Jonathan Williams. Jonathan Williams for Sparta. Over to Carlos Keene. He drives, and we've got a foul on the Carterville Lions.
Sparta very quick, especially on the perimeter. Carterville's guards and forwards are going to have to maybe give a little bit of room. Instead of coming up and getting in the ball handler's grill, you got to give them a little bit of space so they can't beat you on the dribble drive.
That foul is called on Carterville's Blake Jackson, his first. It's the first team foul on the Lions as Sparta has the basketball. It's driven to Kiner, drives it, kick out pass to Keene. His shot is no good, and it's Justin Johnson that comes down with the rebound. Carterville into the front courts. They're bringing a 13-12 record into this contest tonight. And it perfectly describes this team, an average team all season long. That's what they've been. Justin Johnson hits his first bucket of the game. It's a three-pointer. Carterville leads it 3-0.
Well, that's a nice start. See Mr. Johnson hit the outside shot.
Pressure being applied by the Lions defensively, but Sparta breaks it, and they get it into Keith Kiner rather easily. It's 3-2 Carterville. Carterville has it. Beasley comes across the logo at midcourt. Over to Taylor Heil, top of the circle to Grant Garby, wearing number 32. Sets the pick for Jackson. They roll it out to Beasley. He fires from three, no good. Ball's on the floor, and the rebound is controlled by Hobbs of Sparta. He takes it into the front court, gives it to Jonathan Williams. Williams really runs the point for the Sparta offense. Left-hand dribble guarded by Beasley. To the left side, that's where you find Carlos Keene. Keene, top of the key to Hobbs. Hobbs with the right-hand dribble guarded by Garby. To Drew Byington. Byington gets it to Kiner. Kiner has his pass tipped away, but it goes right back to Hobbs. Back to Kiner. 5:30 left. 3-2 Carterville. Byington toward the left wing, guarded by JJ. Justin Johnson, right-hand dribble over to Kiner, loses the handle, and it goes out of bounds, and that's a turnover on the Sparta Bulldogs.
Now just lost the ball out high, but you look at Kiner, 6'4". He's been playing on the perimeter or here early in the game, and I got a guy that big. I think I'm going to stick his big body in the paint somewhere.
You would think.
Yeah.
3-2. Carterville has the 1-point advantage. Taylor Heil, top of the circle. They work it toward the right side. Blake Jackson over to Beasley. He's going to fire from three once again and buries it for the Lions. His first bucket of the game. It is 6-2 Carterville.
Both Carterville baskets have been threes, something we haven't seen in a while.
We have a foul at travel that is called on Carlos Keene. That is the second turnover on the Bulldogs.
I was going to ask you, Dave, Nazir Hobbs for Sparta. Have you ever had the urge to call him Lou Hobbs just once?
I mean, now that you've put that in my head, I'm sure it'll happen. I just never know how to say his first name.
Yeah.
SIRR Hobbs. Beasley fires from three once again, and that is 2 in a row for Mr. Beasley. Three-pointers in a row for the Lions. It's 9-2 Carterville. Again, full court pressure being applied. Another turnover. Oh, hang on, Blake Jackson. He tipped the pass. It was off of Jackson, goes out of bounds. It's going to belong to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Sparta really doesn't have a true point guard, so Carterville putting this pressure on to see if they can get some easy run-outs with turnovers.
Jonathan Williams runs the point, but not, like you said, not a true point. Drew Byington gathers it in, and they get the ball to Williams. He has it between the circles. Takes it left side to Keene. Keene, the right-hand dribble, brings back around top, over to Byington. Byington is guarded by Johnson. Back to Keene. Left side, they take it to Hobbs. Hobbs works it over to Williams. The firing from three is Byington. His shot is short. Rebound comes off to the Carterville Lions. Blake Jackson gathers it in. Beasley across midcourt, leaves it for Blake Jackson. Swing pass to JJ. They get it down low. Grant Garby gets his first bucket of the game. Carterville is on a roll. It is 11-2, and we have a timeout that is called by the Sparta Bulldogs. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. This Lions broadcast, it is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville. For over 30 years, certified York dealer, and they service all brands. And you can call 985-2502 or go online. Visit charliesairconditioningandheating.com.
Well, this is a little bit of a pleasant surprise, Mr. McKenzie. Carterville out to 11-2 lead. 3 threes already. I like the play by Grant Garby. He got the ball inside, had his back to the glass. He faked to his left, turned in between two defenders, went up strong on the left hand, got it to go. Great start by the Lions.
And what I like is the defensive pressure that they put on Sparta. Forced already 2 turnovers just 4 minutes into this quarter, and had a couple go out of bounds as well. So nice pressure, nice offensive presence by the Lions. Grant Garby gets his bucket. I like what we're seeing so far in this game against the Sparta Bulldogs. 3:49 shows on the clock here in the first quarter. It's Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson. Carterville hosting the Sparta Bulldogs. Bulldogs basketball in their road blue uniforms with the white lettering. That is Williams, brings it across the timeline. Guarded by Jackson, takes it to the right elbow, leaves it for Kiner. He fires from the free throw line, and the ball hits off we got a foul that is called on the Bulldogs. It may be on Hobbs of Sparta.
Well, I remember in the first game at Sparta did not shoot the ball well from the field, and that's probably a lot of their problem. They're athletic, they're quick, but they just don't shoot well as a team.
I do not have a 15 on my roster, so I don't know who that foul, that's what they posted. I think it was on Hobbs. 32, I believe, is who the foul was. Carterville has it. Beasley takes it into the paint, kicks it out to Johnson. He fires from 3. JJ gets his second 3 of the game, and it is 14-2 Carterville.
This is lights out shooting tonight. They got rid of the bricks and the mortar.
They changed that foul on the board to Jonathan Williams, and that is his first and the first team foul. So Sparta has it in the front court, down 12 early here with 2:50 left in the first quarter. That was a travel as I believe it was Hobbs that hopped and finally get the travel call, another turnover. That's the third now on the Sparta Bulldogs.
Carterville's done exactly what they wanted to do in this game. Get off to a quick start, force some turnovers, turn those turnovers into points. Shane Hawkins, not wearing a jacket, and I don't have to worry about him taking it off. But he seems to be pretty calm and collected right now.
And he's got Dylan Valerius in the game. Dylan Moore is in the game. 2 Dylans, no waiting. Brendan Beasley with the basketball. Gets it down low to Taylor Heil. They work it back around the top, near side to Valerius. Down low to Grant Garby. He has it in the paint. Kick it over to Moore. Wide open for 3. No good. Rebound by Valerius. Nice job on that board. Beasley for 3. Front of the iron. Hobbs gets the rebound for the Bulldogs. I like those looks that they're getting right there, though.
Yeah, you're getting open looks and you're just not going in.
Quickly into the front court. That is Keith Kiner. That he takes it to the rack and he's fouled. And is going to go to the line and shoot a couple of free throws.
Kiner, tall, lanky, got the wingspan of a 7'47". Anytime he gets in the paint, he's going to be a handful.
He is a big boy. Taylor Heil with the foul. Kiner's at the line. Shooting free throws. He gets the first one to fall. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Ike family of dealerships, Ike Honda and Ike Volkswagen of Marion, proud supporters of the Carterville Lions.
Here's a shocker, Mr. McKenzie. At halftime at Heron, West Frankfort leads Heron 42-28.
Holy cow.
That's exactly what I thought.
14-4, 10-point lead for the Lions here. 2 minutes in the first quarter remain. Taylor Heil, little 8-foot jumper is good. 16-4. Taylor Heil's first bucket of the game.
Taylor's been the most consistent Lion all year.
He has been, and it was in the last game against Sparta when he had 13 points, 13 boards, and that's a charge that is called on Sparta's Hobbs as he put the shoulder down, turned toward the rack, and he's called on the charge. That's another turnover on the Sparta Bulldogs.
They ran right over Garby. Garby's had a good game to this point.
And he
coming
checks
out for Henderson now.
As he checks out, Connor Henderson wearing number 13. I had dinner with Connor Henderson yesterday, but I don't think he knows it. He was at the Subway, and Allie and I went to the Subway prior to the game, and he was sitting on the other side.
You should say, hey, I'll talk good about you if you buy.
Carterville turned it over, and we've got a bucket and a foul as it is Jonathan Williams. Nope, I believe Carlos Keene. Was the bucket good?
Bucket was good. They counted it.
All right.
One thing about this Sparta team, you don't want to get in a track meet with them. They'll beat you down the floor with their speed and quickness. You want to turn this into a half-court game because they're not very good in the half-court.
Beasley is called for the foul, and Keene hits the and one, so it is 16-7 with 1:25 left here in the opening quarter. Valerius, right wing, gets it to Taylor Heil down toward the right corner baseline, and the pass is off of Connor Henderson's hand to turnover on the Lions, but Sparta turns around and they turn it over. That's their fifth here in the game so far. Beasley in the paint puts a shot up, no good, but it is put back by Mr. Henderson. Number 13, Connor Henderson on the board. It is 18-7, under a minute to go.
Henderson, right place, right time, got the stick back.
As it is Anderson that drives for the Sparta Bulldogs. Rodney Anderson, he gets his first bucket of the game. 9 points for Sparta, 18 for the Lions. 40 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Beasley to Dylan Valerius on the right wing. Gets it back to Beasley. He's standing on the Lion logo at midcourt. Back to Beasley, left side. Dylan Moore toward the left wing. Gets it down low. Taylor Heil from about 18, and that's good for Heil. He's got 4 points in this game. It is 20-9, 15 seconds remaining in the quarter. Sparta doesn't seem to be in any hurry. 12 seconds left. Down by 11. Byington has it. Nope, that is actually Anderson. Down low, they get it to Kiner. His shot no good. 2 seconds, 1 second. At the buzzer, it's no good, and we end the first quarter. Carterville leads it 20-9. We'll be back with second quarter action here on News Radio WJPF. "60 seconds, please. 60. Back at Carterville, where we're heading to the second quarter, 20-9, the Carterville Lions lead the Sparta Bulldogs. Scott, that was a good first quarter for the Lions.
Well, it's the best quarter Carterville's had in quite some time. Carterville shot 61% from the field, hit 4 threes in that first quarter, only 37% shooting for the Sparta Bulldogs.
Ball belongs to the Sparta Bulldogs as we start to play here in the second quarter. Carterville had 6 points from Brandon Beasley, Justin Johnson in that first quarter. Taylor Heil had 4. Grant Garby got a bucket. Connor Henderson got a bucket. 20 points, 20-9 at the end of one. Sparta has the basketball. That is Keith Kiner in the paint, puts the shot up, no good. Rebound is on the floor, and Carterville comes away. Dylan Moore, and we've got a foul on the Sparta Bulldogs.
You know, Kiner's missed at least 2 bunnies on the inside. I mean, he's not going up strong. He's kind of going off to one side or the other. And Carterville taking advantage of the Bulldogs' mistakes so far in this game.
Foul was called on Nasur Hobbs, and that is his second. That is the third team foul. So Carterville basketball. Beasley, left-hand dribble, works around the top over to Dylan Moore. He fires from 3 for the left corner. Man, they are just bombing the threes here tonight. That's Dylan Moore's first bucket. It is 23-9 Lions. Sparta basketball. Across midcourt, Dylan Valerius defensively on Williams. Williams to the left side. That is Anderson. Rodney Anderson takes it to the rack. Left-hand layup is good, and he gets fouled by the Lions. Is going to go to the line and get to shoot the and one.
Sparta's, what little success they've had tonight has been when they've attacked the glass. They've created things off the dribble drive, but they're not shooting the ball well enough from the field to stay in this ball game, at least at this point.
Connor Henderson is called for his first foul, the 4th team foul, and Rodney Anderson, wearing number 30 for the Sparta Bulldogs, at the line shooting the and one here with 6:59 left in the first half. His free throw no good, and the ball was off of Kiner of Sparta. It's going to belong to the Carterville Lions.
Halftime score, Murfreesboro leads Harrisburg 23-19 at Harrisburg.
Some good games around the area. Pinckneyville, Nashville, that's a big game. Nashville on a roll. Dylan Moore fires for 3 once again and gets the bucket. 26-11, the 15-point lead for Carterville. Wow, he is hot. They're all hot right now.
6 threes in the first half. I don't know if Carterville's gone in the entire half with 6 threes.
42-28, Heron at the half. West Frankfort over Heron at the half. Sparta throws the ball away. The 6th turnover on the Bulldogs. And we have a timeout that is being called by Sparta. And it's going to be a full timeout as well. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll continue. It's Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. 60 here, please. 60. How many threes do we have? Back at Carterville, it's Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson here this evening. Carterville out to a 26-11 lead. 6 3-pointers in this first half, Scott.
Yeah, in this second quarter, Carterville's only taken 2 shots, but they've hit both, and they were threes. Just an outstanding job of shooting the ball tonight by the Lions.
Carterville basketball, Dylan Valerius bringing the ball across midcourt. Takes it to the left side, gets it to Justin Johnson, who fires from 3. Man, you want to talk about shooting really, truly is contagious.
And I see assistant coach Dennis Druskis kind of leaning back in his seat, kind of smiling like, thinking, probably what we're thinking, where's this been?
Ball is on the floor. Sparta nearly turns it over, but they control. They work it around the left side. That is Byington now to Keene. Back to Byington, left wing. Guarded by Dylan Moore. Top of the circle. They bring it to Gleghorn. That is Christian Gleghorn. There's 2 brothers on here, Jaden and Christian. But Sparta has it. They get it into the paint to Kiner. They work it toward the right side. Anderson swing pass is tipped out of bounds by Dylan Moore. It's going to belong to the Sparta Bulldogs.
Carterville playing very well on the defensive end as well.
This Lions broadcast brought to you by the city of Carterville. The entire city of Carterville, proud sponsors and supporters of Carterville sports. Byington takes it down low, leaves it for Kiner, but the pass is tipped out of bounds by Garby, and that's going to belong to the Bulldogs on the baseline. 5:24 remaining. It's a 18-point lead, 29-11. Carterville just shooting unbelievable. Can't wait to see what the stats are at the half as far as shooting percentages. The pass is tipped away. Sparta turns it over. 7th turnover as Valerius comes away with it, leaves it for Justin Johnson. He gets the layup, and it is 31-11. The 20-point lead here. Carterville firmly in control. Sparta fighting the pressure by the Lions. They work it over to Anderson toward the right wing. Right wing brings it back between the circles. They work it left side. Keene to Gleghorn. He drives, puts the shot up, and he's fouled. The foul is on the floor before the shot.
Go back to Carterville's last possession. Valerius with a steal near midcourt. Came down, saw he didn't have the numbers, pulled the ball out and give Justin Johnson for hustling down the floor as the trailer. Nobody picked him up, and he got the easy kiss off the glass.
Foul is on Dylan Valerius, his first, the 5th team foul. Sparta basketball. Anderson takes it into the paint, and we have a blocking foul. I believe it may be called on Mr. Garby.
Yeah, Garby just wrong place, wrong time. Actually, Anderson initiated the contact, but more times than not, officials are going to call a foul on the defender on a play like that.
Anderson is at the line of Sparta. He's got 2. It is 31-13, Lions with the lead. Into the front court. Dylan Valerius has it to Dylan Moore to Blake Jackson. They work it around to Justin Johnson on the left corner. Back to Garby, now Dylan Moore. Hands it off to Blake Jackson, to Johnson. Garby thinks about shooting for 3. Blake Jackson brings it in. Now Johnson does fire from 3. In, out, no good. Rebound comes off to Rodney Anderson, and a foul is called on Blake Jackson as he tried to tie up that basketball. That's going to be the 7th team foul. And now Sparta is in the bonus here with 4:15 left. Carterville, the 31-13 lead.
Let's put things in perspective, Mr. McKenzie. Carterville has 31 points. That was their total against Massac County last Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
And I hate to bring that up, but
no, I know.
I just want to point things out. We're still 4:15 left to go in the first half, and Carterville's already reached their point total of last Saturday night.
AJ and DuQuoin are tied at 34 at the half as Anderson hits the first free throw, gets the bonus. It's 31-14 now. 2, 4, 6. He's got 7 points in this game. Don't you love listening to me count?
That's all right. As long as you get it right, that's all we ask.
The second one is no good. Blake Jackson pulls down the rebound for the Lions. 31-14, 4 minutes left in the first half. Lob pass down low to Mr. Garby. Grant Garby gets the buckets. 33-14. Nice job by the Lions and nice job by Garby handling that pass. And we have a timeout on the floor.
Now, the official gave a warning to Grant Garby after he made the basket. He swatted the ball out of bounds, and that's a no-no.
Yep, don't do that. That's not good. So Sparta has it. 3:56 remaining. Man, a lot of people getting in the scorebook tonight for the Lions. And this is the biggest point production we've seen out of Carterville in the first half, I think, all season.
Yeah,
I can't remember a game where
Carterville had a good first half against AJ last Friday night, but those good first halves have been few and far between.
Let's see if I can get this to pull up. We've got a halftime score. Panthers lead Nashville 25-21 at the half. Pinckneyville leads 25-21 at the half in Nashville. Basketball is on the baseline, Sparta ball. Keene is going to trigger the inbounds. Nice job by the Lions defending it. Pass has to come out to midcourt where it's picked up by Anderson. He brings it across the timeline, and we have a foul in the backcourt. It's going to be on Dylan Moore as he made a play on the basketball. The 8th foul now on the Lions, Sparta basketball.
I don't think Shane Hawkins is really upset with that foul because it's an aggressive foul. Dylan's going after the ball.
A hustle play, as they call it.
You're going to have those. You'd rather have a player be aggressive than timid.
Leghorn is at the line shooting the one, and the bonus misses the first, 33-14. 3:30 remaining. Dylan Moore on the left wing. They bring it to the right side. That's where you find Grant Garby. He got the start tonight in place of Dylan Moore, who would have normally replaced Luke Ford, who's out with a lingering ankle issue that he hurt in practice last Friday, I believe it was. Blake Jackson takes it into the paint, stops, pop, no, they pass it out to Henderson. Now to Dylan Moore. He takes it to the left elbow. Garby's open, steps toward Dylan Valerius, back to Moore. He drives it down the lane. His layup is up. It's good. He's fouled and is going to go to the line for the N1.
Almost a mini skyhook by Dylan Moore, who went up and over Mr. Kiner. And everything Carterville is throwing up tonight is going in the hole. And it's good to see that Carterville's, at least for one night, has put their shooting woes to bed.
Dylan Moore is at the line for the N1. It is 35-14. The 21-point lead for the Lions make it that a 22-point lead as Moore hits the free throw. He's got 9 points in this first half as well. 36-14, Sparta basketball. King drives it, puts the shot up, no good. The rebound goes out of bounds. They're going to say it was off of the Carterville Lions, and it's going to belong to the Sparta Bulldogs.
Coach Shane Hawkins is probably saying to himself, man, I haven't seen shooting like this since I played at SIU.
Let me tell you this, and I'll tell you what he's going to talk about at the end of the game. They did not have mandatory shoot-around today.
He told me that.
And they have every other Saturday. They'll come in for a morning shoot-around, talk about, and he decided, don't do that. Let's give a break. A block by Taylor Heil comes the other way. Carterville has it. Beasley, top of the circle, leaves it for Moore, who's got a hot hand. Henderson has it. Top to the free throw line. Heil hits it from there. His first bucket of the second quarter. 38-14. 24-point lead for the Lions. But they didn't have shoot-around. And, man, I tell you what, if they don't need to have practice.
Yeah, no kidding.
The way they're playing here in the first half.
If it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
Anderson has it for the Bulldogs to Kiner, and he takes a stutter step. I've got him for 9 turnovers.
I've got him for 8, but either way, it's too many for a Sparta Bulldog team that can't afford to give a hot shooting team like Carterville extra opportunities. Carterville is 7 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. Remember, they shot 61% in the first quarter.
And they're better than that in the second?
Yeah.
What was that, 92%, somewhere in there?
Something I never got to do in my high school career was shoot that well.
Thank God you brought a calculator.
Yes, I did.
Carterville has it in the front courts. Down low, Beasley on the postman, the big guy, has his shot blocked. As he was down right underneath the basket. Nice entry pass, but he's going to go to the line and is going to shoot 2.
Beasley got the ball and he looked at us. I've never seen the rim this close before.
Not on the post like that. The 15th foul on Sparta. Brendan hits his first free throw. 39-14. His 7th point. This would be his 8th. And it comes up a little short. But Sparta immediately turns the ball over. 10 turnovers on the Bulldogs in the first half. That's also helped lead to this big lead by the Lions, 39-14, a 25-point lead. Carterville has it. Minute and a half left here in the first half. So on the floor, it's Heil, it's Jackson, Beasley, Connor Henderson, and Dylan Moore. Moore has it left wing over to Hendo, to Beasley. Toward the right side, back to Heil, now left wing to Hendo, to Dylan Moore, to Heil. He's on the right wing. Beasley, top of the circle, Connor Henderson Dylan Moore on the left wing. Back to Beasley. Now to Heil. Carterville working the perimeter with the passing game. Looking for that one wide open shot. Trying to see if they can get that backdoor cut. Instead, they find Heil down low. The cutting man, he gets the bucket and the foul and is going to go to the line and shoot the and one. Patience, my friend. Or maybe was it Yoda that said, "Patience, my son"? I don't know. I'm not a
Carterville's been very patient, and they've taken good shots. They haven't forced anything tonight. They've let the game come to them, as they say, and it's just been an outstanding first half by the Lions.
That foul is on Jacob Soderlund of Sparta. That's the 16th foul. Heil's free throw is good. 42-14. Grant Garby checks back in. Taylor Heil checks out for the Lions. So now we have Beasley, Garby. Tyler Biddle checks in for the Lions. Also, Luke Stritzel is in the game. And Connor Henderson is the bucket from McKean is up and good. He's got 4 in the game. 5, actually. And Carterville basketball as the ball goes out of bounds. It's tipped out by the Sparta Bulldogs. Carlos Keene, who hit the deck. 29 seconds remaining here in this first half. Thank you for tuning in and listening on News Radio WJPF. Don't forget, coming up at the end of the game, we're going to have a tough decision tonight as we have the Joe's Lawn Care player of the game that we have to choose. A lot of people, lots of selections to choose from. 14 seconds left. Carterville holding for the final shot. That is Stritzel to Biddle. Biddle, top of the circle. Beasley will take it into the paint. He drives and he's fouled. Got a pushing foul and is going to go to the free throw line with 1.4 seconds left.
Yeah, Beasley saw time running down. He had to do something. He beat his man on the dribble drive, got in the paint, got hacked. We're going to go to the free throw line to maybe send the Carterville Lions to half with 44 points.
And unbelievable. Beasley's first free throw is good. 43-16. 1.4 seconds left. Second from Brendan is nothing but the bottom of the nets. Sparta at the bucket buzzer, no good. So it's 44-16. Carterville with a huge lead here going into the half. We'll be back. Your halftime show is coming up next. It's Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Let's go 2 minutes here. 2 minutes. 2 minutes, please. Welcome back to Carterville High School, where we're at the half. It is 44-16. Carterville in a blowout lead here. Scott Hudson, and the biggest half. That's the biggest half of basketball Carterville has had all season, and I can say that confidently without looking back at my scorebook and telling you that. But man, what a great first half by the Lions.
Yeah, it's just amazing how you can go from shooting the ball so poorly the last two games, both which ironically were here at home, to doing what they're doing tonight. Carterville, sit down, Mr. McKenzie. Carterville shot 73% from the field in that first half. They were 16 of 22 from the field. They had 7 threes in that first half. Sparta only 36% in that first half. Sparta only attempted 14 field goals. Rebounding, Carterville out-rebounded Sparta 9-6. Jackson led the Lions in rebounding with 3, and Williams and Hobbs both had 2 for Sparta. Turnovers, another big key in the first half. Sparta with 10 turnovers. Carterville with only 2 miscues when it came to handling the ball. Just an outstanding first half by the Lions.
And when you look at the scoring, we will look at scoring for the Carterville Lions to start things off. Justin Johnson, the leading scorer for the Lions. He's got 11 points. Connor Henderson was on the board with 2. Dylan Moore got hot in that second quarter. He winds up with 9 points, all of those in the second. You have Brendan Beasley with 9, Grant Garby with 4, and Taylor Heil with 9 points. Carterville put 44 on the board in the first half. Sparta, they are led by Rodney Anderson, as he has 7 points. Carlos Keene, the point guard, has 5 points for the Bulldogs. Keith Kiner has 4, and that is the scoring. 16 points for Sparta in the first half. St. Louis Blues are going to win again, buddy.
Yeah, the game has just went final. The Blues have won their 4th straight game. All 4 have been on the road. Tonight they go to Montreal, beat a very good Montreal team. Patrick Berglund gets a hat trick for the Blues. They win 4-2, and man, the Blues are as hot as Carterville was shooting the ball in this first half.
I tell you what, Tuesday night we're going to be back here for the Harrisburg game.
Yes.
But why don't we bring our Sling TV and we'll set it up here when the Blues are playing.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that.
We're at the half. It is 44-16. Carterville with the lead on the Sparta Bulldogs. We're going to go on and take another break. And when we come back, we'll continue on our halftime show. It's Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Let's go 2 here, please, 2. Back at Carterville, it's Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson. Thank you for tuning in to Lions basketball, where we're just a couple of minutes from getting back underway here. Second half action, 44-16. Earlier today, Scott and I had our Saluki pregame show at Pinch, and we were excited for the Evansville Aces to come in and for the Dogs to get the win, but let me tell you what, that did not happen. 75-70, Evansville comes in. They've won 3 in a row now, Scott, and that was a big loss for the Salukis.
We talked about it on the show today at Pinch. It wasn't a must-win because it didn't have anything to do with the Valley tournament, but it was a game you had to win. You're at home, you're playing a team that's at the bottom of the Valley. Yes, they had won 2 in a row, but you had all the pomp and circumstance of the 67 NIT championship team there, and the Salukis came out flat. They didn't shoot the ball well, and they paid for it. And boy, now you're staring at the Shockers coming in Wednesday night. So you've gone from possibly being all alone in third to after Wednesday night maybe being as low as 6th in the Valley standings.
Isn't that unbelievable how quickly things can change? At the half, Mater Dei, they lead Centralia 17-9. That is at the half. What is up with these low-scoring games?
Well, Heron,
Carterville Lions rubbed off.
That's right. You know, Carterville's shaking off the cobwebs tonight.
Well, I'll take it. Let's leave it.
That's right.
With this.
After 3, West Frankfort at Heron leads Heron 53-40. That would be a shocker to a lot of people.
Carterville Lions a little tardy coming out of the locker room here at the half, especially with the lead.
Oh, they're icing their arms down.
They must be tired, napping. I think. I bet they got the nap pads out, and that is a mandatory 5-minute nap for the Lions. But the Sparta Bulldogs are on the floor. Here come the Lions. And we're under a minute here before we get underway. And actually, I think Shane Hawkins may have had some Kool-Aid and cookies in there for them to warn them on a first half that that's how they're supposed to play. And maybe that's what it was. They were having a little party in there.
You know, some people say, well, you're playing Sparta. They're down this year. But still.
And it's true, but
here's the difference. Carterville has not shot the ball well the last 2 games. They're shooting the ball well tonight. That doesn't have a whole lot to do with what Sparta is doing or isn't doing. A lot of those shots, what did I say, 7 threes?
Yeah.
Those are long-range bombs. Just because nobody's guarding you doesn't mean they're going to go in.
What you're saying is they had gotten the same shots in other games. They just didn't fall in tonight. Everything is falling through the hoop, and they all count points when they fall through the hoop.
Yeah, it's been an outstanding first half by Carterville. It gives Shane Hawkins an opportunity in the second half to play a lot of kids, rest some of your starters for the game Tuesday night against Harrisburg here.
This Lions broadcast brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center. The Bank of Carbondale, proud to be locally owned and operated community bank. Stop by and visit their friendly and professional staff. The Bank of Carbondale, 200 West Plaza Drive, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Thank you to the officials for holding up, putting the ball in play while I did that read.
It's all good tonight, isn't it?
I'm telling you, everything's falling into place for the Lions and the broadcast team. Here on News Radio WJPF. Don't forget, you can flip over, watch it on YouTube if you would like as well, or you can listen online, WJPF.com. We give you multi ways to listen and catch up on your Lions. Carterville has it. They're moving from right to left. Beasley has it, passes up the 3 ball. Justin Johnson, top of the circle. Beasley, now Blake Jackson finds Taylor Heil. He takes it right to the rack. His bank shot is, he's fouled, and is going to go to the line and shoot 2.
Looked like he's going to shoot the 5-footer, but faked. Went down the lane and got Mr. Kiner to foul him. Going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Kiner with his second foul. First team foul on the Lions here in this ball game. 15 seconds gone. It's 44-16. Carterville, the huge lead at the half. Heil's free throw, rims out, no good. So a turnover on the Sparta Bulldogs to start things. Taylor Heil tries to dunk him. Comes up a little short. The ball bounces up and falls back through. And it's 46-16. Carterville continues to roll.
Even when the dunk goes bad, the ball goes in.
See, everything goes, I'm telling you. Sparta has it. That is John Williams. Jonathan Williams drives it to the right block, puts the ball on the floor. Now it's on there. It's a scrap, and who's going to come away with it? Jump ball, and the possession arrow belongs to Sparta. So it'll be their ball on the baseline. 7:09 left here in the third quarter. On the floor for the Lions, Johnson, Heil, Beasley, Jackson, and Grant Garby. This is the starting lineup from tonight. Another turnover on Sparta. Carterville comes away with it. They had 10 turnovers in the first half, Scott. They've got 2 already here in the third.
Yeah, I mean, just went over a minute into the third.
Johnson's trapped on the corner. Nice job stepping through, breaking that trap. That's how you do that. Johnson fakes the shot, and he travels as the defender came over to front him. I've got Carterville for 3 turnovers.
That's it. Only 3 turnovers.
That also accounts for 46 points by this Lions team. So it's Sparta basketball. Into the front court with it. That is Keene. The freshman takes it to the left side for Sparta. Gives it to Jonathan Williams. He's guarded by Beasley, wearing number 30. Brings it top of the circle. Looks for a pick. Doesn't get it. Now they get it to Byington on the left wing. He's guarded by JJ, wearing number 5. Justin Johnson. Now you know why we call him JJ. Toward the midcourt. That is where Keene has it. Left-hand dribble. Drops it down to Kiner. Kiner is guarded by Taylor Heil. Gives it to Keene. His shot is blocked from behind by Blake Jackson. Out of bounds, and it's going to belong to the Bulldogs.
Carterville still playing hard. Even though they're up 46-16, they're still playing hard on both ends of the floor.
As they should.
Yes.
That's what you like to see. And Sparta has it. Oh, that was questionable. And another turnover as Keene's pass is intercepted by Taylor Heil. 3 turnovers on the Bulldogs. So Carterville's in the front court. Taylor Heil to Justin Johnson. Brings it back toward the left side. Beasley finds a wide open Blake Jackson for 3 off the iron. No good. Heil, big rebound. Shot is up and good for Taylor Heil. Man, he went up and just grabbed that one. He's got 4 here in the second half.
Now, Heil snuck down the baseline. Kind of didn't see him. And Heil got the stick back.
Sparta basketball. Keene into the paint. He floats it up toward the rim. No good. Beasley gathers in the rebound. Quickly across midcourt. I love how Carterville continues to press. I'm really liking what we're seeing here tonight. Over to Jackson. He was wide open. Passes up the shot. Swing pass. Right baseline. Beasley for 3. Yes!
The 3-point barrage continues. Beasley with the steal in the bucket.
And another turnover, and Beasley banks it home for the Lions. And a timeout that is called. It's a full timeout called by the Sparta Bulldogs. We'll take a break as well. 53-16. It's Lions basketball on NewsRadio WJPF. 60 here, please. Welcome back to Carterville High School. It's Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson. 53-16. Carterville has held Sparta scoreless here to start the third quarter.
A 9-0 run by Carterville to start this game. The onslaught continues, and I'm sure Shane Hawkins is going to have a nice second half watching this game.
Sparta has it into the game now for the Bulldogs. That's Jaden Cleghorn. He turns it over. That's 5 on Sparta here in the second half. I've got him for 15 turnovers in the game, Scott.
That's what I've got.
is picked up by Christian Cleghorn defensively. Now Jackson finds a cutting Taylor Howell to the bucket. His shot is blocked by Anderson. A foul. Taylor Howell is going to go to the line and shoot two. Nice. They're doing everything that we've asked for.
Yeah.
The backdoor cut, it was there, and Howell is going to the line. He's rewarded with 2 free throws.
Yeah, the alley-oop may have been just a little bit too close to the rim. Taylor had to go try to do a reverse, but he is going to go to the free throw line and shoot 2, and he just made the first.
2 team fouls on the Sparta Bulldogs as they call that on Rodney Anderson. Carterville makes changes. Beasley comes out. Johnson and Jackson come out. Checking in, Dylan Valerius, Dylan Moore, Connor Henderson, and waiting to check in is going to be Luke Stritzel for the Lions. The free throw from Heil is...
No good.
Did he make the first?
No good. Yeah, he made the first.
Okay, that's what I thought. He was yapping and missed it. 54-16. Sparta has the basketball. As in the game now, Jacob Soderlund over to Cleghorn. Back to Rodney Anderson, guarded by Garby. That is Cleghorn, Christian Cleghorn, to... Got somebody on the game now that don't
I think it's Dion. I don't know. There's a 4 on the JV roster. Dion Clark.
I believe that may be.
That's his name tonight.
That's what we're going to call him. As we have a foul on the Lions. Dion Clark. The foul was called on Carterville's Dylan Moore, his second, the first team foul on the Lions here in the second half. Dion Clark gets it over to Cleghorn. Now Anderson kicks it out, and a foul should be a charging foul on Rodney Anderson. It is. He backs in to Dylan Moore, and that's his second, third team foul. Carterville basketball. Another turnover.
Yeah, that's 6 in the third. They are 0 for 2 from the field in the third quarter, and Sparta just looking. They would like a running clock, I guarantee you.
If it was football, we would have
it.
After the next bucket. 54-16. Well, I'm surprised. Carterville has it. Moore gets it to Valerius. Tyler Biddle is in the game for the Lions again. Luke Stritzel is in to Valerius. Now they work it to Biddle, right wing. He looks for the cutter, brings it to the top of the circle. Dylan Moore. Back to Connor Henderson. We'd like to call him Hindu. To Luke Stritzel. And he throws it away. The Tyler Biddle had cut toward the bucket, and the pass was behind him, goes out of bounds. Turnover, second turnover on the Lions here with 3:14 left in the third quarter.
Carterville with only 4 turnovers for the game.
Impressive.
Yes, it is.
This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Artworks in Carterville. They specialize in custom graphics and apparel. Visit them at their new location on Commercial Drive next to Tequila's. They now offer in-house embroidery, proudly supporting our hometown Lions. Go check it out. 209 West Commercial Drive, right next to Tequila's for Artworks in Carterville. As the bucket from Cleghorn, that was his first bucket of the game. They finally score with 2:40 left in the third quarter, their first bucket of the second half. Carterville has it into the front court. Biddle kind of lost the handle a little bit. Now he gets it over to Valerius. Dylan wears number 44. The junior hands it off to Henderson. Finds a lane to the bucket. Left-hand runner is good by Connor Henderson.
Everybody's getting into the act tonight.
I'm telling you, 56 to 18, and another turnover on Sparta, the 7th, and we have a foul in the backcourt on the Sparta Bulldogs. I believe that may be on number 42. That is Jaden Cleghorn, and that is the 4th team foul. Carterville has it on the left wing. Stritzel to Henderson, now to Valerius, right wing. Back to Tyler Biddle, to Henderson, toward the left side, finds the Stritzel in the lane. His shot up, no good. Rebound comes off to the Bulldogs, Rodney Anderson. 1:47 remaining in the third quarter. 56-18, Carterville in the blowout right now. Dion Clark has it toward the left side, brings it to the elbow, kicks it over to Cleghorn. Cleghorn to his brother Christian Cleghorn, right side. to Rodney Anderson. Anderson, top of the circle, left-hand dribbled. That is Deion Clark. Where's number 4? We determined that. Back to Anderson, back to Clark. Clark to the elbow, kicks it out to Cleghorn. That is Jaden Cleghorn. Where's number 42? He gets the pass into Anderson. Left-hand layup is good by Anderson.
Anderson, I think, has played a decent game for Sparta.
He has.
And he didn't even start the game.
He's got 9 points in the game so far. Carterville has it into the front court. We are right at 1 minute left in the third. Luke Stritzel, left wing, to the top of the key to Henderson, now to Valerius. Valerius back to Biddle. Thinks about shooting a 3. They find Valerius down low. He gets the bucket and the foul. Dillon is going to go to the line and shoot the and one.
Just great ball movement. Carterville's moving the ball quickly. They're not holding the ball and letting Sparta's defense reset. They're moving the ball quickly. Found the backdoor cutter in Valerius, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
The foul is on Christian Gleghorn. That's the 15th foul. That is Gleghorn's first foul. And Valerius is at the line shooting the and one. No good. Rebound comes off to the Bulldogs. 58-20, the 38-point lead for Carterville. Unbelievable. As Soderlund has it for the Bulldogs. Top of the circle toward midcourt. That is Christian Cleghorn. Drives it into the paint, puts the shot up, and he's fouled. He's going to be fouled. Are they going to say it's on Stritzel or are they going to say it's on Valerius? Whichever one I say, they'll say the opposite. Stritzel, number 25. That's his first. No, how does that happen? It is on Dylan Valerius. And I was looking right at him. The second team foul on Carterville as Gleghorn misses the first free throw. 58-20. It's unbelievable. It happens every game. I've done well just looking at the board, not looking at the official. Second one is good by Cleghorn. He's got 3 points in this game. 58-21, 25 seconds remaining. The scoreboard here at Carterville going a little funky on the clock. Flashing in and out. 19, 18, 17. Dylan Valerius, the left hand layup is good by Valerius. He's got 4 points in the game. Can Carterville score 80 points in a game?
They got a good chance.
Boy, wouldn't that be something. The Carterville cheerleaders come down the sideline at the buzzer. 60-21. Carterville leads it over Sparta. We'll be back. Fourth quarter action is up next on News Radio WJPF. $60 here, please. 60. Steve McKenzie with Scott Hudson on a Saturday night as we're heading to the fourth quarter. 60-21, Scott.
The hot shooting continues by Carterville. Even though they had subs in for part, if not half of that third quarter, Carterville shot 78% from the field, 40% for Sparta. And it's amazing how you can go from shooting bricks to shooting like Carterville is tonight. It's just amazing.
Meridian leads Marion 52-51, 9 seconds left.
Wow.
In the game. Carterville has it here, just underway in the fourth quarter. That is Tyler Biddle to Dylan Moore. He's guarded by Hobbs. They get it to Valerius, now top of the circle. Connor Henderson has it as they work around the perimeter. Luke Stritzel remains in the game, and that is Tyler Biddle. They're wanting to get the ball in the paint. They're showing patience. Looking for the cutter, they get it. Henderson, no foul called. He gets the rebound back. They fire it to Stritzel. He fires from three, no good. And the rebound comes off to Drew Byington of the Bulldogs. Nice possession by the Lions and working it down into the paint. Love what we're seeing here tonight. As Sparta has it, they work it to the top of the key. Hobbs to Byington. This is the starting lineup. Scores are starting to come in from around Southern Illinois. Red Duck Murfreesboro beat Harrisburg 42-39. Hobbs fires from three, no good. Rebound by Keene. He's fouled and is going to go to the line and shoot two. The foul is going to be on. Wait for it. Nope, not going to look yet. Number
Well, they haven't put it up yet. I'm going to make you wait. They're just torturing you, Mr. McKenzie.
I know. Keene is at the line. I know he's going to shoot two. There we go. They give it to Connor Henderson, his second, the third team foul on the Lions. And Carlos Keene is at the line shooting two. The first one is no good. So checking in for the Lions is going to be Austin Garby. Dylan Moore checks out. Connor Henderson checks out. And coming in also is Fidel Campbell for the Carterville Lions. As the officials I think they're talking to some people in the crowd here on the baseline. As Keene is at the line shooting the second free throw, the second of two, and it rims out. Nice rebound put back in by Keith Kiner. He's able to get the rebound and bank it home. 60-23, Carterville with the lead. Campbell has it. Top of the circle, his pass is tipped, but it is Austin Garby that gathers it in. He gets it to Dylan Valerius. That is Stritzel with it toward the right wing. And we've got a foul on Fidel Campbell of the Lions. It's a turnover. I've got him for three here in the second half. Sparta basketball.
3.5, 5 on the game.
60-23 the lead. 6:18 remaining. We'll have our Joe's Lawn Care Player of the Game coming up in our post-game show. Shane Hawkins should be a happy camper when he gets up here, smiling. But we will see. As the Bulldogs, they throw the ball away. That is 8 turnovers, 18 turnovers in the game. And it's Carterville basketball. Campbell inbounds to Tyler Biddle. Slowly takes a walk across midcourt. Steps across. Gets it to Campbell. Has the ball tipped away. And he gets it back to Austin Garby. Garby between the circles. Left side, Dylan Valerius. Looks for some help. Finds Stritzel. Takes it in the paint. His shot is up, and he's able to get it home. He gets on the scorebooks. 62-23. The Lions just continue to roll. Sparta into the front court. That is Hobbs. Down low. Kiner's the pass to Kiner tipped away, but we have a foul on Campbell. That is going to be his first, the fourth team foul.
Got a final. West Frankfort 75, Heron 63. Redbirds break a 7-game losing streak and get their first conference win on the road at Heron.
Man, that is a huge win for West Frankfort. Kiner fires from about 12 feet for Sparta. He's got 4 points here in this fourth quarter. All of the points for Sparta. Campbell works it over to Valerius for the Lions. Campbell back to Valerius on the left side. The right-hand dribble, he brings it between the circles, hands the ball to Tyler Biddle. Biddle, left-hand dribble, wants to drive it down the lane, gets it to Austin Garby. He takes it up, right-hand runner's no good. Man, and what a nice play by Garby to find that lane. Sparta has it. They get it down to Kiner. He backs his way in. The shot is up, rims out, no good, out of bounds off of the Lions. It's going to belong to the Sparta Bulldogs.
You know, if this fourth quarter shooting continues, Mr. McKenzie, Shane Hawkins is going to have a talk with his team. They're only 1 out of 4 in this fourth quarter.
He'll have them running laps.
That's right.
They're going to be running lines.
Yeah, that's not acceptable.
Now our expectations are really high, aren't they? Kiner's shot is rims home for Sparta. He's got all 6 of the points for the Bulldogs here in the fourth quarter. 62-27. Carterville has it. Valerius to Luke Stritzel, left side to Tyler Biddle, drives the baseline. His shot up and good. Tyler Biddle, he's on the board for the Lions. 64-27.
I think the only people that haven't scored tonight for Carterville is
me and you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I missed when I threw my water bottle in the basket a while ago, rimmed out.
Shane saw that and he said, I can't put him in tonight.
But I did get fouled and I missed both my free throws. As Keene fires from about 18, no good. Ball's on the floor. We're going to have a battle for it. Jump ball, and it's going to belong to the Sparta Bulldogs. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating, downtown Carterville. They've been there for over 30 years, proudly supporting the Carterville Lions. You can call 985-2502 or go online, charliesairconditioningandheating.com.
Another upset tonight. Meridian, who lost to Alvarado last night, beat Marion, who beat Cahokia last night,
wow.
56-53.
Isn't that crazy?
That's just nuts.
56-53. Meridian over Marion. Sparta's Rodney Anderson fires from three. That's good from the right corner.
That's their first three of the game.
It is. They've broken the 30-point mark in this game. They're down 34.
That's the bad news.
Yeah, good news is you have 30. The bad news is you're down 34. Cedric Jordan in the ball game. Cedric, I promise you, Cedric, he plays like he's 7 foot tall. But he is actually 5'3". And he will get right in the paint, and he does such a good job always. I've watched him since junior high, and he's a scrappy ball player. Sparta turns the ball over once again. 9th turnover here in the second half. And we've got a foul that is called on the Bulldogs. Foul is called on Brian Lowry. 52. Jonah Boston. 16 foul on the Bulldogs. Carterville has it. Cedric Jordan, left wing, looks for some help, gets it to Campbell. Campbell with the right-hand dribble, takes it between the circle to the right side. Tyler Biddle takes it toward the free throw line and has the ball stripped away. 4th turnover on the Lions. Here come the Bulldogs, as it is Jaden Cleghorn that he has his shot blocked, and it's going to belong to Sparta. Christian Cleghorn is going to inbounds from the baseline, triggers it, gets it to his brother, back to Jaden, or excuse me, Christian. His shot is up and good. 32 points for the Bulldogs, 64 Carterville. 2:40 left here in this game. Next Friday night, Carterville hits the road. Our next game is Tuesday.
Yes,
Harrisburg Bulldogs, another turnover on the Lions. But Tuesday, the Harrisburg Bulldogs are going to roll into town and take on the Lions. It's going to be senior night for Carterville, so we invite everybody to come out. Let's salute those seniors. And following the game, we'll get the seniors on and get to chat with them for just a couple minutes in our post-game show. Kind of a tradition to do. But we invite you to join us. Pre-game starts at 7:30. Post-game, or the tip-off rather, will start at 7:45. Cody Rector's in the game for the Lions. He gets it to Biddle, to Campbell, steps to the free throw line, puts the shot up off the back of the iron. No good. Rebound comes off to the Bulldogs. That is Cleghorn. Jaden, he takes it to the right side. Rodney Anderson, guarded by Cody Rector. Swing pass far side to Cleghorn. Christian gets it down low. They've got it to the big guy. That is Jonah Boston. His shot no good. Carterville rebounds, and Cedric Jordan on the run, gets it to Rector. His shot no good. The ball is on the floor, and Sparta's going to control with 1:46 left. Outlet pass to Soderlund is good. His first bucket of the game. 64-34, a 30-point lead now for the Carterville Lions.
JV players for Carterville, they're going to go home and sleep well tonight. They played an entire JV game, and they played a lot of minutes in this one.
Game and a half, basically. 56-43, JV beat Sparta JV earlier this evening. Rector fires from three. Cody Rector with his first varsity point This year, a huge three-pointer for Cody. I love seeing that. Congratulations, Cody Rector. You are now a varsity basketball player. He gets a big round of applause from his teammates. They jump up off the bench, and he'll sleep. He may not sleep.
I see his grandparents over in the stands. They got the biggest smiles on their face you'll ever see.
That's a big shot from Cody Rector, the 5'6" sophomore guard for Coach Shane Hawkins. Under a minute left here. Shot by Soderlund is no good. Comes off to Gleghorn. His shot no good. And Rector's doing it all. He gets the rebound. He's on the run. Oh, he should have slammed it. Now he gets it to Cedric Jordan over toward the right side. Austin Garby takes a run at the bucket. His shot is up and fouled. He's going to go to the line and shoot two.
Well, after the last two games against Massac County and last night against Nashville, it was time the Carterville had some fun. Came out, played loose, played well.
They needed this.
Yeah, this was like a breath of fresh air.
They needed this game. That was the 7th team foul on Sparta. And Austin Garby hits his first free throw. He's on the board. 68-34. 34-point lead for the Lions. The second from Austin Garby is good. Yeah, they needed this. They needed a game where there was no pressure. Just get rolling, and everything has fallen for the Lions this evening. And exactly what the doctor ordered for this team. The shot was Deion Clark is no good. The rebound comes off to Boston. He gets fouled by Garby. And Mr. Boston, Jonah Boston, is going to go to the line and shoot two free throws.
That is a big boy.
He is a big boy.
6'5". I'm going to guess he's somewhere around 240. Maybe not quite that heavy, but he's just a big boy. He's a junior, so he's got one more year of basketball left.
His free throw is off the back of the iron. No good. 6'5", junior center. Where's number 52? He'll see some time next year.
You better believe it.
Second one by Jonah Boston is good. 69-35. Under 15 to go. Cedric Jordan, no foul call. The ball goes out of bounds. He should be at the line shooting free throws.
Man, did he get whacked.
Mater D beats Centralia 45-35 this evening. Jordan, right wing. Is he going to shoot it? Nope, has the ball stripped from behind. 6 turnovers, but he gets it back. He does. He takes it. He had an open layup, and he missed it. 10 turnovers on the Bulldogs in this second half. That is 20 on the game. Cedric Jordan, his chance to get in the book. He missed the layup.
Man, it's the first bunny Carterville's missed all night.
It is. That's the end of the game. 69-35. The Carterville Lions get the win over the Sparta Bulldogs. Post-game show is coming up next on NewsRadio WJPF. Let's go 2 minutes here, please. 2. Excuse me. Thank you for watching online tonight, everybody. Appreciate it. Back at Carterville High School, it's Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson, 65-39. The Carterville Lions get the win. Scott, just a great all-around performance by the Lions this evening.
Well, they started out great. They started fast. They came out shooting lights out. They had 4 3-pointers in the first quarter. They had 7 total in the first half, shot 73% in the first half. Sparta, again, a team that has struggled this year, getting any wins at all. They had no answer for Carterville's hot shooting. And really it was something that it was nice to see. Carterville played relaxed tonight. They played well. They had 8 turnovers, but about 4 or 5 of those turnovers came late in the game when the reserves were in. Just a very, very good all-around effort for Carterville. Everybody got into the scoring column, it seemed. Everybody contributed on both ends of the floor. Hustle plays, Carterville got to those 50-50 balls most of the night. Just a great effort, great game by Carterville. Hopefully this will springboard them to bigger and better things starting Tuesday night.
Hopefully so. We will find out as the Harrisburg Bulldogs will come to town on Tuesday. Pre-game will start at 7:30, and 7:45 will be the tip-off. When you look at the scoring, let's start first with the Sparta Bulldogs. They were led tonight by Rodney Anderson with 12 points. It was Keith Kiner with 10. Christian Gleghorn had 5. Carlos Keene had 5. Jacob Soderlund had 2, and Jonah Boston had 1. 39 points scored by the Sparta Bulldogs. When you look at the scoring this evening for the Carterville Lions, it was just they were led tonight by Taylor Heil with 14 and Brendan Beasley with 14. Dylan Valerius had 4. Austin Garby 2. Cody Rector gets his first varsity points of the night. He hits a 3. Grant Garby has 4. Luke Stritzel has 2. Tyler Biddle has 2. Dylan Moore had 9. Connor Henderson had 4. And Justin Johnson had 11. Blake Jackson held scoreless this evening. 65 points hung on the scoreboard tonight by the Carterville Lions. 65-39. That is the final. Good game. Yep. What the doctor ordered, and that's what they needed going into this game coming up on Tuesday night.
Carterville shot 63% for the game, 38% for Sparta. Turnovers, Carterville with 8, 20 for Sparta. Sparta out-rebounded the Lions 18-13. Anderson and Clark led the Bulldogs with 3. Blake Jackson led Carterville with 3 rebounds. Just a solid effort tonight by everybody. Something I'm sure Shane Hawkins wanted to see. He got his wish. And now you take on a Harrisburg Bulldog team that's been playing better of late, almost pulled the upset against Benton tonight. They have one of the top players in Southern Illinois, Isaiah Salisbury. He's a guy that can take over a game by himself, so Carterville will have to find a way to defend him on Tuesday night.
This Sparta Carterville Lions postgame is brought to you by the City of Carterville. Mayor Brad Robinson and the entire City of Carterville, proud sponsors and supporters of the Carterville Lions. We're awaiting head coach Shane Hawkins to come up for our postgame interview. He should be a happy man this evening, and just a good all-around performance by the Lions against Sparta. Sparta, man, you hate seeing it. They're such, you can tell they're athletic, but they've had such a long season. And I've never really understood why Sparta doesn't have.
Yeah.
There's been some years where they've had a good record and they've hung around in conference play, but this wasn't one of those years.
No, they do have some size. They do have some quickness, but they don't have a true point guard. And, man, when you don't have a point guard in basketball, it really makes things rough. And they don't shoot the ball well as a team. They just don't have a lot of touch on their shots, but, Carterville had a lot to do with that tonight defensively. Carterville was in their face defensively, created a lot of turnovers, turned those turnovers into points, which is something we've always talked about. But, yeah, you got to feel for Sparta. I mean, they had such a bad football season, and basketball hasn't gone very well. But
they will turn it around in track, though.
Yes.
They are perennial powers in track and field, and that I think track starts in just a couple of weeks officially. So Shane Hawkins is making his way toward our broadcast position here in the corner at Carterville High School. And have a chance to spend some time with Shane. We've kind of spent all day with him, actually. We had him on our
He's probably tired of seeing us.
Yeah, I know he's tired of seeing us. But nice to have Coach up here with us on our post-game show, and that was kind of a slow, sauntering stroll that he's taken as he stops and talks with
going to enjoy the moment.
Friends and family. His dad come over and talked to us. I haven't seen the final, but the Pinckneyville-Nashville game was within a point, I think, coming down toward the end, but I haven't seen the final on that yet. We really need Nashville to win to beat Pinckneyville, if we're going to say.
Right. To give you a chance.
Carterville is going to be on the road next Friday night in a conference game at Pinckneyville. Mm-hmm. So if Nashville gets the win over Pinckneyville tonight, Carterville's back in the conference hunt. We'll have to see, and as we're talking here, we'll try to run down the score. Coach Shane Hawkins joins us. Let me tell you what, when everything falls, even a dunk that comes up short bounces up and falls in. Where's this been all season? Why did you just turn it on for tonight's game?
You know what? I don't know. I thought the one thing, especially early, is, I can't explain it. We shot shots tonight that we haven't shot the last couple weeks. We had guys open, and we were way more aggressive offensively. I don't know how to explain it. We shot open shots, and we have good shooters, but we have passed up so many open shots in the last couple weeks, and it was a good sight. There's no doubt. It was a good sight. And the one thing we talked about, and we did not have a shoot around today. We skipped that just to kind of let him get away. And
does that mean there's no practice this week?
And not tomorrow. They can have tomorrow off. They can have tomorrow off. But we played with confidence tonight, and we talked about playing hard, and I thought the JV guys set the tone tonight. I thought that's as hard as they've played all year.
And they had to come from behind.
Yes, and that's a team that they got beat by at Sparta on January 6th, and I just thought they played extremely hard, and I thought it carried over into this game. Now my question was, why does it take 14 or 15 JV games to turn it on a Saturday night when there's, probably our smallest crowd of the year for us to play that hard? So we don't have an answer for it, obviously, but it's at least something to think about. And I kind of ask our older guys, and it's a mindset. It's what it is. It's why do we play harder and more free against teams that are not very good? We've got to get to that mindset where we're not in fear of people, that we go play and make them fear us, and go play with that level of confidence against good teams. And I think there's always been some doubt when we play really good teams whether we can win or not. And when there's that doubt, you don't play with near as much confidence, and you kind of wait around for something bad to happen. And we've obviously had our share of that in the last couple of weeks, but definitely good to see that we had, we got contribution from a lot of people tonight, and we had a lot of guys that do a lot of things right, and hopefully we can build on it. Hopefully we don't lose it tomorrow on our day off.
11 players get in the scorebook tonight. Cody Rector gets a big three. How about that?
His
awesome. First varsity.
It was awesome. Yep,
Your team jumped up off the bench.
Yes, and that in games like this, obviously we played well, but when you get guys like that who haven't scored all year, haven't got a whole lot of playing time, and they come to practice every day, they do the same stuff that the guys who play a lot do, and for them to get an opportunity and to score a basket like that, you could tell by our reaction from the guys on the bench. I mean, that meant a lot for them to see Cody have some success. And
we saw his parents and grandparents on the sideline, and they had just a huge smile on their face.
Absolutely, it's a big deal.
It is,
and it's in a 35-point game, but that's big for him, and it's something he'll. Hopefully, that's not his last basket of his career.
That's right.
But it's something he'll always remember, and our guys were genuinely happy for him. They were paying attention, and they were hoping he would shoot it. We're trying to get Cedric a shot there at the end, and
he almost had it.
Yeah, he kind of got kicked around and picked it up off the floor, but it was good to see those guys have some success.
And Coach, a lot of people look at this score and say, well, Carterville should have beat Sparta that bad because Sparta's really struggled this year. But having said that, as poorly as your team has shot the last 2 games, you could have come out here tonight and still not shot the ball well and maybe won by 15 or 20, but you came out and shot lights out. You shot 73% in the first half. You shot 78% in the third quarter, only 30% in the fourth quarter, but that, you had some reserves in there. But it's just like every time the shot went up in the first half, it was going in. It was contagious.
And we talked about, when you play, and we talked about this before on here, and we've talked about it with our guys before. When you play harder, good things happen for you. It's kind of like the basketball gods. The basketball gods kind of shine down on you, and when you play harder, good things happen for you. And again, I thought we played extremely hard. I thought we played extremely hard on both ends of the floor. I thought we were sound in everything we did. We were efficient on both ends of the floor, and we needed that. We needed it for our psyche, and needed it going forward to Tuesday night. And hopefully we can have a good performance on Tuesday and send our seniors. I know we'll play a regional game in here, but for senior night, it's always big if you can send your seniors out on a positive note on senior night.
Well, Coach, you're dealing with teenagers, so you never know from one game to the next what you're going to get.
Or from 1 minute to the next.
That's true. And, but here's a perfect example of tonight. Last night, El Dorado beat Meridian. They were our 103.5 ESPN high school team of the week. Tonight, Meridian knocked off Marion, which just knocked off Cahokia. West Frankfort goes to Heron, gets their first conference win of the season, and snap a 7-game losing streak by beating Heron by about 10 or 11. It's crazy. You just never really know.
No, and that's we've talked about it on here. What can you do to be consistent? How do you get, in our line here, how do you get 15 and 16 and 17 and 18-year-old athletes to be consistent throughout a season? And if somebody gets an answer, they're going to be a rich man.
The only thing I think, Coach, though, these guys aren't getting paid.
No.
It's not their job, and I think that's the answer here.
Yeah.
They are 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids.
Because they're inconsistent in their life.
Yeah,
so they're going to be inconsistent in school.
They're learning consistency.
But man, it's really fun when you see them. When you see kids execute at a high level and have some success, that's what it's about.
Absolutely.
Not so much about what it was last night. those nights are not so much fun. And
Tuesday night we do have Harrisburg coming in. Right. Friday we hit the road at Pinckneyville, and then we do finish up the regular season on the road at Heron the following week. This was a game that was needed by this team to be kind of loosey-goosey, free and easy, and there's no telling what this can have on the psyche of your squad.
No doubt. And there's we have no idea what Monday's going to be. Monday, it could be our best practice of the year, or it could be our worst practice of the year. I mean, you just never know. But you hope that they come back to work Monday feeling good about themselves, feeling good about the performance. They should sleep a little bit easier tonight. Should be a little bit more relaxed, and hopefully we have that same kind of feeling on Tuesday night when we come here and host the Bulldogs.
That if I were head coach of the Carterville Lions, I would make them a copy and just give them to it and say, boys, this is the tape that we're going to watch. Yeah. The shots fell. You ran the backdoor cut. You were patient on the offensive set. Everything that you've asked for in these post-game interviews, you got tonight in one game.
And we got it 1 through 15.
Yes,
and we executed,
up and down.
We executed the last 2 minutes of the game. We executed the first couple minutes of the game, and it was really good. We didn't have shoot around today, and we had a couple guys that texted me and kind of been struggling shooting, hadn't shot it very well, and we come in and just kind of did some basic stuff, fundamental, and kind of worked shot technique, and see those guys have success today. And our JV gets here on a normal home night like this. So they get here at 5 o'clock. We had a couple of JV guys here at 4:30 that came in and got shots up. We had some varsity guys here at 5 o'clock. So we're trying. Yeah. We're trying, and it's not like they don't care. It's not like they don't think about it any other time. It's just that consistency thing, and we were dealing with 17 and 18-year-old guys, and You just hope that light comes on and stays on for 2 or 3 weeks, because it could be a fun run here.
65-39. Carterville Lions, a big win over the Sparta Bulldogs tonight. Coach Shane Hawkins here on our postgame show. Coach, congratulations. Talk to you Tuesday.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Harrisburg Bulldogs will roll in town to take on the Carterville Lions, and we'll have all the coverage starting at 7:30 here on News Radio WJPF. And man, I'm looking forward. I really am excited about these last 3 games of the regular season for the Lions.
And they're all going to be tough games. You got a Harrisburg team that's playing much better now, almost upset Benton tonight. Isaiah Salisbury, a very, very good basketball player. He can dominate a game, and then, of course, you got to go to Pinckneyville and Heron. Heron's struggling right now, but Pinckneyville may have wrapped up the conference title tonight. We don't know. But 3 tough games left heading into the postseason.
And got to remember, hopefully Tuesday, Luke Ford's back in the lineup. Get him back in there, and I don't know. I'm just very excited about where this team may be heading here as we're coming down the stretch of the regular season. We need to choose our Joe's Lawn Care player of the game. When you look at that scorebook and you see that, who would you choose? I'm open to anything.
It's tough because, as Coach said, everybody contributed. Taylor Howell had 14 points.
Brendan Beasley, 14.
Amazingly, Taylor only had 1 rebound, but
he only played half the game.
And most of the time, Sparta was turning the ball over. They're not getting shots up. I think I give a slight edge to Brendan Beasley. He's a Carterville point guard. There have been games this year where he struggled. Tonight he had his shot. He contributed.
Set the tone early.
Yeah, he contributed 2 rebounds. So your point guard has to be one of your best, if not your best player in the game if you're going to win at any level. And I thought he had a good game tonight, along with the rest of the team. But, when you look at what Brendan's done lately, he's had some good games. He's had some not-so-good games. But tonight, he had a very good game to lead Carterville to the victory.
And he set the tone for the Lions. He had 2 3-pointers in the first quarter. Justin Johnson also had 2 3-pointers. Carterville just bombed him early. 6 3-pointers in the first half. But we will go with Brendan Beasley as our Joe's Lawn Care player of the game. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. Call 618-534-8148. Where they specialize in commercial and residential lawn care, landscaping maintenance, spring and fall cleanup, snow removal, property maintenance. It is Joe and Lindsay McCann of Carterville, in business for over 20 years. They will take care of you. They will do it right and keep your lawn looking good and the snow off your driveway. They take care of all of that. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. Call 618-534-8148. Joe's Lawn Care, our player of the game, Brendan Beasley. Carterville back in action on Tuesday night against Harrisburg Bulldogs. Friday night against Pinckneyville on the road at Pinckneyville. Tuesday night's game will be senior night. Be a special evening here. We invite you to come out and join us here at Carterville High School. We're looking forward to that. And then a week from next Friday, the final game of the regular season against the Heron Tigers on the road at Heron. For Dante back at the station, our producer-engineer this evening, for my partner, Scott Hudson, I'm Dave McKenzie. Carterville a winner, 65-39. We'll talk to you Tuesday night. Thank you for listening to News Radio WJPF. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon. Everyone on YouTube, nice to see you. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you Tuesday.